So everything goes back to the year 2011. That's when I first visited Kenya, and I ended up going to Kibera. So the background is I'm an architect by profession, and I somehow magically was drawn to this place to see a place that is kind of has its own rules of how everything is built in an organic way.
Yeah.
And it kind of fascinated me somehow. But at the beginning I just I came here as a tourist, as a backpacker those days, and I started supporting some schools here just as a private charity organization, and that I did over a couple of years until one day I was asked to help build a second story to that school, since I had this architecture profession.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, that sounds interesting, but I don't want to only build one school. Yeah. So if I tackle this topic of construction, I want to rather develop a system that has the potential to build hundreds of schools or even hundreds of homes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to really change Kibera and to address a lot of the specific issues that we also have here. Yeah.
Mhm.
So my idea was really to develop a system that can be easily assembled, easy built with mainly unskilled labor, and to boost the local economy by having the value creation process localized in Kibera, basically. Yeah. So that's why I was thinking, okay, something that can be produced in small scale factories because space is scarce, and where people can find jobs basically and create a product. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Are twist blocks common in Germany, or is this your product idea?
This is actually my idea. Yeah.
Okay.
Or let's say dialogue with the people here. I developed this twist block.
Yeah.
Specifically, let's say for Kenya, let's say for the climate zone in Africa, yeah.
Okay.
So this block you wouldn't find in Europe yet, because it's a new patent basically that was developed specifically for here. How it was co-developed basically. I asked people, what do you want? Yeah, how do you want to live? And everybody kept telling me, it would be a middle-class concrete house. And I was asking, why not maybe rammed earth house or mud building? They said, no, that's like for the rural areas. Yeah. But in the city, we need something safe that is fireproof, that is burglar proof, and needs to be clean and modern from the look. And I said, okay, why don't we do then a very thin shell concrete element that you can fill with whatever, or you leave it hollow inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a nice clean wall, but relatively little material that you use. So for economic reasons.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is there something unique behind the name Start Somewhere? How did you come up with that name?
Well, that was actually at the beginning. Yeah.
Okay.
When I, those days, I mean, I had been working as an architect somewhere in London and in Beijing for high-end projects, multi-billion-dollar projects even,
Yeah.
for star architects, Hadid architects actually.
Mhm.
And I then figured out for myself that's not what I want to do with the rest of my life in a way, even though it was really interesting to work there.
Okay.
Technically. But I said, okay, maybe I want to see other things in the world, where my unpaid over hours matter in a way, and so I traveled through Pakistan, through China, Pakistan, India, and then I came here those days in 2011.
Okay.
And then in Pakistan I bumped into some people who were building up houses for the victims of the floods there, and I thought, okay, that's also something cool you can do with the architecture.
Yeah.
But then I ended up here in Kibera, and I was asking myself, okay, why do you start now helping people here, not there? And I thought, okay, by the end of the day, I have to start somewhere. I think that's it. And that's sort of how the name came to life. And that's, I don't know, whenever.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, thank you.
For a company, it's a cool name.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now, I think we can shift our focus to Milka. You are also the other new face because people are familiar with Sam. So I'll let you tell us your story from the time you started working here at Start Somewhere.
I joined Start Somewhere in 2019 October. I was introduced to Start Somewhere with Dennis Andere. He's known by the name Bacteria. He told me about a Mzungu guy who is going to open a workshop somewhere, so maybe I can come try my luck. So I came, I did an interview, and I passed, and I was told to report to work. So from date 7 October, I started working at Somewhere officially till date. Yeah, I'm managing 5 guys. I have 5 people in my workshop that are helping me do the casting of the block. We have someone who is doing mixing. We have someone who is casting, and we have someone who is doing applying the oils on the molds, and we have someone also lifting the blocks from vibrator to our storage. It has really transformed a lot. One, since I'm a resident of Kibera, mostly we always have the houses burning like maybe after 1 week, after 2 weeks, or a month. So when you build with the twist blocks, it's actually your house won't go down. Maybe the things inside will burn, but the block itself would just stand. Ever since I joined, I've never used cement. So I was introduced, Oliver introduced me to cement. And sometimes I visit the site. So Sam teaches me 1 to 3 things. So maybe I can join him at the site. Yeah.
We've talked about the impact of Kibera, but let's talk about your personal impact. How has Start Somewhere influenced your life?
Previously, I didn't have work. So when I joined Start Somewhere in 2019, I can at least manage to pay the fee for my daughter. And I pay the rent, I pay some bills, and I help my family also with the salary I'm getting here. And also, I get other guys from outside to come and volunteer. So at least they can get something to help the families outside Kibera.
Again, my name is Samson Ontweka. I'm a graduate civil engineer from the Technical University of Kenya back in 2021. So how I discovered that somewhere is through my brother, who apparently went through the same university by the then director, and I was offered an opportunity to come in as an intern by then. So I came in at this factory. So I'm glad that Milka came in and had me below feathers. So I was able to help in developing some mixture for the blocks. Was also able to participate in terms of block production with the team that is doing the block production. And then by then, I also had a chance to go to the schools that were then built. Remember, I had a chance to participate in the construction of a school in Kawangware, known as the Bethany Joy School. So that is where I was able now to really put into practice what I was able to learn at the university, because I more rather majored in structural engineering. So it's a new technology. It was breathtaking to me, away from the conventional way of building. Myself, I'm more thrilled with new innovation. So the moment that that opportunity presented itself to me, I saw an area where I could improve my skill. I could improve and attribute to the general vision of the organization, because more rather I loved what the organization is doing in the slum area, trying to improve the housing, trying to improve the social places, the schools. So that was quite outstanding for me, rather than just going and doing iron buildings in Islim or other or in other places. I saw this is quite an area where I could contribute my knowledge, my skill, my expertise, and try also create that impact to the general slum area more rather. But I'm really glad that the technology is picking up. We are now moving into other areas. We have potential prospects in other area like in Kitui. We also have some prospects towards Kirinyaga. We've done some building also outside the slum area. So it's a kind of technology that is picking up. People are really interested in it, in doing the houses with the technology. So in as much as you creating this impact in the informal settlement area, you're also assisting in doing some good economical building in the high end and middle class area. So I'm really glad to be able to contribute to the organization also.
For the schools, the ones that you have visited, I mean, we want to highlight a bit that a building, especially a learning environment for kids, should be something inspiring. Yeah, it should show children that a house doesn't always have to be a perfect rectangle and the same sized windows and a roof.
Yeah.
That it can be playful, that it can, can take other shapes. It can do curves. It can have small, medium-sized windows that are a little bit playful.
Yeah.
And I think because if you are in a sort of inspiring environment, you get more creative ideas yourself, and you can see it as a metaphor that, okay, it's worth thinking a bit outside the box, doing things differently.
How have you seen the adoption of twist blocks? Has it exceeded your expectation, or is it within your expectations? How do you find the adoption right now, currently?
Well, I mean, at the moment, I think we are just at a very interesting point, where it's. I've just been standing there yesterday on a current construction site, and I had this one moment where I'm like, okay, what I, envisioned those days when I said, okay, let's rather build a system that can change Kibera instead of just one school. Usually, you start with an idea like that, and you're like, okay, it was a nice idea. It could have worked, but it didn't. And now, with all these houses suddenly getting built, I could, it's one thing to know, but it's another thing to feel. Okay, wow, this is now really happening.
Yeah,
It's happening bit by bit. It's accelerating, and so that is really fantastic. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to believe because it doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
That you have an idea and suddenly
It works.
it turns into reality. Yeah.
Okay. With some, we've toured some of the projects you've done. Like there's a house we did in Karen, schools, and also the latest video for the 21 units. So what are like the future plans of Start Somewhere?
Well, first of all, we hope a lot more buildings just get built, so that really that dream of changing Kibera from inside, with the people from Kibera also participating in it, that this is happening. But we also hope that we build more buildings like outside of Kibera, like in Karen and so on, because I think that technology is not constrained to this kind of affordable housing. So we really think it has the potential to also take over as Sam already mentioned, the middle class and high end housing, also because of its design features.
And also
and
the way you can also color code the blocks.
Exactly, yeah. So you can really use it, also in landscaping. Okay. And so that is great. But let's say the overall vision goes a little bit further, because obviously those blocks that we have here now, I mean, it's a wall block, but a house obviously consists of more elements than just a wall. And so we think of it like a Lego kind of system, that, okay, we have some wall blocks, maybe we have some foundation blocks, some roof blocks, so a system and perfect fitting windows that it's more like a holistic,
cohesive, everything,
plug and play somehow system, where all the elements go together. That will bring down the cost, that will reduce mistakes, and so we really on the hardware side, so to say, we want to develop just new elements, in future, and also on the material side, we want to we've done some experiments with sustainable carbon negative materials.
Okay.
For example, hempcrete, which is a mixture of hemp chives and lime. And we have made some prototype bricks already, so maybe we implement some of those sustainable materials in future.
Okay.
And then there's another vision of a software that we're thinking to develop. So the idea is in a way that to to see that we are now in the 21st century. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like last century, you would have like 3-4 housing types, yeah, that are standardized. You could order type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, yeah.
Yeah.
But now we're living in the age of really advanced software, yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it has to be developed once, but it could be applied a million times. It doesn't cost extra, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of a software where you can just maybe take a scan with your smartphone from your site, yeah,
Yeah.
and you can tell prompt based, yeah, like with ChatGPT or these bots, yeah.
Yeah.
You can say, I want a 2-bedroom house with 1 kitchen and 1 bathroom, and this is my site. And then it would suggest you some designs, and
Yeah,
then you can say, oh no, the kitchen should be on the other side. The windows a bit bigger, yeah, and then it would generate a different design, yeah.
So that software would be for the common person or for like professionals.
I think I could see 2 entry points. So
Yeah.
maybe there's one for the common person, yeah, who just does the prompt-based
Yeah.
part, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's maybe limited to a certain amount of blocks or to a certain size, yeah. So that could be a freeware for everyone who wants to build a house and save on the planning costs,
Yeah.
on the architectural and structural engineering. You know, I'm making my own profession obsolete, yeah.
Okay.
But so, and maybe there's another version for the professionals where you can have a CAD interactive model, yeah, so where you can draw the plans yourself, and
Yeah.
then for bigger projects where you still need an engineer to double check on things, yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe for small projects, we could really have all the structural engineering also done automated, yeah, optimized, and the plans also generated automatically. So the advantage that I'm seeing with this, yeah, in combination with the modular system,
Yeah.
is that you have a very clear cost forecasting, yeah. So I mean, it's one thing to optimize the technology, but it's also if, for example, I as a person who wants to build my house, yeah, but I have no idea about construction, I don't know what that will cost, yeah, but I have the software, and that software gives me, okay, you will need this amount of materials, so and so on. It will take about that time, and it will cost about that much, yeah. Then I can go to the fundis, to the construction companies, and be like, okay, this is what the app told me. Can you build it for that price for me? So I can be sure nobody overcharges me when he's building the house.
Yeah.
So that would really be helpful, I think, to also protect the individuals.
Yeah. That would revolutionize
Yeah,
construction here in Kenya.
yeah, I hope so. Also, yeah. I mean, it's not an easy task, but it would be wonderful, and that's where I could sort of bring in what I've learned those days at Zara. I did, you know, it was parametric design and algorithm-based form generation, and combining that now with building super affordable housing would be, yeah, sort of making the picture complete, let's say. Whew. I don't know where to start. So, well, I mean, it's been many steps. Yeah, it's been so. I mean, you know, at the beginning, I started as a charity organization. I had to learn also the hard way that pure charity might not be the thing to change something. Yeah, at least not entirely. Yeah. Then so that's why I thought, okay, it's better if you want to really bring change or you want to help, you empower people, you boost the economy.
Yeah.
And you help to start businesses, yeah. So that's the better way of helping. So that's an understanding that I got over time. At the beginning, I was doing fundraising events back home, sending money, and that doesn't really help.
It wasn't sustainable.
It's not sustainable. It fosters corruption, and I think, and it's much better to try and really push for honest business. Yeah, to do business, but to do business in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah.
To pay fair wages, to have good working conditions, to not exploit people, to be friends with the workers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like this, I think it's a good way. Yeah. And to also not cheat on your customers and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if all companies were like that, then we wouldn't have troubles in the world. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So but yeah, some challenges. I mean, of course, we did have problems with I think standard things on that happen on the construction site, forged receipts, all these kind of things. So I've also learned in a way the hard way. Yeah, and that's also why I think, or why that triggered me. Okay, if we work with those modular systems, yeah, we can control exactly how much needs to be procured. I mean, I can tell you, I used 20 bags of cement, and in fact, I only used 10. But if I built a wall out of these twist blocks, I cannot tell you I used 200 twist blocks and I only used 100 because you can count them from outside. Yeah. So there's nothing hidden. If I plaster it, it's hard to tell how much cement is or how thick the plaster is. But if I can count the blocks, I can count the blocks. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So I think that accountability is something that is a known challenge on construction sites. And yeah, I'm glad we've now reached a point where that is possible. Yeah, ever since also Sam is in charge. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, actually, we are currently looking into doubling our production and relocating our factories, merging them to one big factory. It will still be like, let's say, on the edge of Kibera, but accessible through Kibera Drive most likely. Yeah. So just as it should be much of a barrier to access it, and we are absolutely not constrained to only building in Kibera. So there was a relatively wealthy man who built a nice villa recently with the twist blocks. I think he was quite happy.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe you get to visit him at some point. And so I mean, to me, somebody told me recently it should be a block for everyone, like the Harambe block. Yeah, in a way. So that would also make me really happy, because I mean, when I designed this technology, it was clear this shouldn't be like a material that is building a poor man's house. It's building a quality house at a low cost.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted,
the vision.
So to bring, basically, to not say this is a rich man's house, this is a poor man's house. No, I thought, okay, through proper engineering and proper consideration, you can deliver something at an affordable price that is good quality, high end, looks really nice, has the fair-faced concrete finish,
Yeah.
And
that was the idea.
That was the idea, to not build another sheet metal shack. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Currently we, as Oliver mentioned, we also try to improve the technology. So there's some foundation block that we are looking at designing. The design has already been made. We've done some prototype for them. So actually that is part of the reason why it's also in Kenya. So if you just to check the project that we've delivered locally, and also try to see if the foundation channel that a design back in Germany is working. So we've done a prototype of it. We did it yesterday. So probably we can demo it together with you people and see how it is.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good idea. We can go and see.
Let's see. Yeah.
Okay. So Oliver, we are about to demold this prototype.
Yes.
So you can tell us what you're working on,
Uh-huh.
and what it's going to be used for.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, this is going to be our next element. So this is the part that you don't see. It's the foundation. Yeah. So it's going to be a foundation channel that will, on the one hand, help us save material. On the other hand, help us gain speed and make sure we don't use any excess concrete, so we can be very sure how much concrete to order to be poured in there.
What's this prototype going to replace in the conventional foundation?
It's going to replace the conventional strip foundation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's the idea.
That's the idea behind it. Yeah.
Okay.
So to have a new way of building a strip foundation, basically.
Maybe some can tell us the engineering behind it, but keep it keep it. Don't go into too much jargon.
The idea is just to come in, as Oliver had mentioned, because it has some rebar element in it. It has some D8 in it within the concrete element. So it just comes in to just replace the strip reinforced concrete element in the foundations.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
You will once you do like the trenches and everything.
Then
You just come and place this.
Yeah.
Once it is it. Do you do it? Will you leave time for curing?
This one is a block that will already be cured at the factory.
Also, once you place it, you go immediately to twist blocks.
Yeah, now that curing is reduced also.
Okay.
So you just place it, then it gives you just that smooth surface where you can start your walling with the twist
Immediately
block
now.
upwards. Now it reduces that setting out time for the block, because more rather when you're doing the convection of foundation,
Yeah.
you just have to ensure that it's really level enough. But with this one, to
Yeah.
give you that level that you require, so that time, lead time for setting out and everything, it comes in to bridge that gap. In a way.
Okay.
Yep.
So, Oliver, kindly take us through the demolding process.
All right. So I can't say it's standardized because it's the very first time I'm demolding this. So let's see. I managed to open it. Okay, that's good news at least. So hopefully this will be the new friend of these guys. Yeah.
What am I looking at now? How will you set it out?
Yeah.
The foundation,
So basically, what you're looking at is typically we work with a foundation for a 3-story building, at least right here, with a width of 500 and a height of 400 mm.
Mhm.
So, and the forces, so the twist blocks sit in here, and the forces usually go down in like a 60-degree angle from where the wall touches the foundation. So basically, all that triangle
Strip.
is obsolete. So that's only waste material that you don't really need.
Okay. Can we demonstrate using some twist blocks?
Later, yeah, we still,
We still
but
have to cast this area.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I was wondering about this
Yeah.
cavity.
yeah.
Okay.
This cavity now has to be filled with.
Yeah,
So it
so
becomes
I
a solid
will-
block.
Yeah, I can show it maybe. So the idea is, as this was a prototype, yeah. Let me just do it like this. So the idea is really to take that rebar. Oops, probably, and
Oh, it's still wet.
it's still wet. Yeah, it's not a good idea, but for showcasing, it would be bent over
Okay.
here.
And then
In such a way that this one
Oops,
will actually
sorry.
start up.
Okay.
Start up
Yeah.
for the ground beam.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
have your longitudinal elements of the ground beam, more like the D16 or D8 or whatever,
Yeah.
D12
Yeah.
and D16 running through this point. Then this is the natural startup. They're spaced at specific standard detail
Okay.
in our standard construction path.
Okay.
So
I think
Then- You basically we fill it up. So basically you carry it to site like this.
Mhm.
You place them. So you dig a trench, but you don't have to dig it all the way. So you can dig the trench only up to here. So you're saving already on excavation a bit. Then all you need to do is fix your longitudinal rebars.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
yeah.
and then just tie it here and down there. No need.
Okay. I get the
And
idea.
and then you pour the concrete in here. the
So
on-site
so
concrete.
they come to site like this,
Like
Yes.
this.
and then you do the
fixing.
the steel fixing, then the concrete.
Now the
Yeah.
concrete comes in this part.
Yeah.
Then from there you have a self-leveling element
Yeah.
that you pour alongside many of these foundation channels, and then you put your twist block now from top of this going up.
Okay, I get the idea.
Yeah.
Okay. When do you think you can realize this prototype? Like
Well,
doing for the first
we are
project?
hoping to maybe use it already partly on our next
project.
Okay,
Kibera
the
3
the
project.
15 units.
Yeah, the 15 unit project.
Okay.
Not all of it, but probably part of it. So while I'm here, the plan is to get this prototype really ready for mass production. So there will be a few adjustments. Yeah, for example, we're going to save out a bit here, and there was a bit of miscommunication that was supposed to be only one in the middle, for example. Yeah. But at least we saw, okay, the mold is working. We could get it out of the mold. We could maybe smoothen it somehow.
Yeah.
To make it easier, maybe implement some curves here, so that it doesn't stick so much.
Okay.
And but that's just the prototyping part of it.
Yeah.
But I'm quite confident. Yeah, we can soon mass produce this, and then typically you can just carry it. Yeah. Well, sorry, this is not a good example. No. Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's a prototype. Yeah.
Yeah. This
you can then bury it like this and place it basically on site. Yeah.
So we get the idea.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And maybe the last bit of the idea is then you fill it up with on-site concrete only up to here. Yeah.
Okay.
Will not be perfect level all the way around. And then you have a very thin self-leveling concrete mix that you just apply. So it's almost like water. Self-leveling basically. And then you have the perfect starting surface for the twist blocks.
Okay.
Because they are like,
I usually take
mortar-free system.
Yeah. Usually takes some time to do the setting out of the block, especially when you're using the conventional way of building. So it takes some time to do the setting out. Like for instance, for K2, utilize 4 days to do the setting out, just atop of the ground beam that you already casted. Now with the self-leveling element, you just pour it and then it gives you that perfect level. Then now we come in and do the welding with the blocks. So it will reduce that construction time at the setting stage. Yeah.
As you can see, we have the entire team that works here at the factory. These are the guys who make the twist blocks. So Milka, you can introduce your team that works here.
Milka, the workshop manager.
Moses, my part is carrying, varying from the casting process to,
I'm Richard Bonke. My part is oiling and cleaning.
Yes, my name is Ian Chadwick, the mixing department.
I'm Samson Odhiambo. I'm the one who's casting the mold.
So I'm Ogalo Tony, assistant workshop manager.
Thank you for bringing me to Kibera West factory, because the last time we did it at Kibera East. Yeah. So thank you, Milka. Thank you, Oliver, for sharing your knowledge, for actually coming all the way from Germany and spending your time here in Kenya, specifically here in Kibera, and sharing out your knowledge. They say knowledge is power, but you decided to empower people with that knowledge. So we take this moment to say thank you, and we wish Satsama to grow and to expand outside Kibera. So that's our wish.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And also thanks for considering us in your show.
Yeah. And I really like the idea. So I decided to come and see it specifically and showcase it to other people. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nick, and the Property Noma Show, for coming this far to try showcase what is happening within the slum area. And it's really great that you feature the technology that was born actually in Kibera, and it's taking shape in the slum area and impacting the life of the guys in the slum area, and also creating even the job opportunities for the people at the site and also at the factory, ourselves also. And stay tuned. I think we'll do more in terms of the site coverage, because more rather is used, so K2 is completed. We are shifting focus to K3. So probably when you do K3 also you can come and check it out as we apply the foundation channel also. Thank you guys.
So on behalf of the audience, thank you Start Somewhere for your wonderful work. We pray that whatever it is that you're doing, you continue to do it well, and you expand outside Kibera so that the impact is felt everywhere in Kenya. So that's my prayer to Start Somewhere. Yeah.
Thank you. That's beautiful prayer.
Yeah. So thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you at K3.